Welcome everybody. I know it's been a really long time since you've last seen me, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys are really shocked by the title of this video because yes, I'm pregnant, and then also though you guys haven't heard anything from me for so long, and my last video was so sad and heavy and negative, and this one is going to be a more positive twist to the story basically. And if you haven't watched my other video, I'd recommend, if you want to continue this one, go back and watch that one. That video was about my story and how a few months ago I tried to take my life and I survived, and I didn't know why in the time being, and while it happened and shortly after it happened, I had like inner thoughts that I was sad, and it sounds selfish, I know, but I felt like I was sad that, you know, I woke up and things like that, and those are natural thoughts, I suppose, like after an event like that, but I had no idea that I was pregnant. And I know a lot of people are probably going to automatically comment talking about how selfish I am, but I had no idea, and this is literally why pregnancy saved my life, and this is literally why the baby that is inside of me is a complete miracle baby. So the last video I made, I didn't know this, but I was pregnant during that video. And it's kind of insane to think that and to know I had no idea whatsoever that I was pregnant. I'm just gonna reference the other video a lot. I'm sorry I'm so flustered. This is a really difficult thing to dive back into because it feels so foreign to me what I had done. And the first and foremost thing I want to say is I would have never done what I did to myself if I knew there was a child inside of me. And that is my biggest regret. But also I know that this child that chose me is such a strong soul because they survived a ton of chemicals coming into my system, even though like at such an early stage of where they were at, they were literally like fertilizing at that point, so not really in like a fetus super early on, but they survived that. And you know, it's really easy to miscarry a lot of the time at the very beginning of pregnancy. I was about to die in like 0.2 seconds, but I totally forgot to mention, and this is very important I believe, that I've been to doctor's appointments and everything, and this was a major fear of mine at the beginning, but baby is very healthy, baby is safe. My ultrasound baby was doing amazing, growing properly, and so I don't want you guys to think that my baby's sick or damaged or anything like that. So far, like, they are in perfect condition. And I talked to the doctor about this scenario, and she had said it was so early on that it shouldn't affect the baby whatsoever. And so just want to let you guys know because that's like really important information. But anyways, thank you. When the day I found out that I was pregnant, it was a complete shock, one, because my husband and I were absolutely not trying that entire month. Like, I can't even emphasize how much we were not trying. And maybe this is too graphic and too much TMI, but like not once did we like mess up, in the sense that like not once did my husband like release inside of me. And so one, that's like a huge miracle, the fact that somehow a droplet of his sperm met my egg and made it in the process of life and started to become fertilized, and that's insane to me. But so the story is, I wake up one day, like not way after, but like after I filmed that last video, and I wake up and I realize I'm like, oh, I'm 3 or 4 days late my period. I wake up at 4 a.m. my husband's leaving for work, and I go into the bathroom And I'm just like, I'm just gonna take the cheapest dollar store pregnancy test because it's just like the first time I've had this thought. And then also I was like, it's not gonna be positive. Like, I'm just gonna use the cheapest one. I'm not gonna waste a good one. I take it, and he's like in the kitchen. And it is the clearest. I still have all of the pregnancy tests, but it is literally the clearest positive on a dollar store test. And I kind of start freaking out and making some noise, and then my husband comes in and he's like, what's going on? He kind of sees the dollar store test, and he's just like, oh, it's a cheap test, it could be fake. And I was like, no, but it's positive. Dollar store tests, if they're positive, they are positive. And then frantically I pee on another stick that's more expensive. It is super dark positive. And then I have like no pee left, but I managed to get a droplet of urine out of me. And what do you know? It's positive. And then I go to the store a few hours later because I was like in shock. We were both in shock. And I got another test, and it was positive. A brand new test. But we were so shocked, didn't know like how and when did this happen because we weren't trying. And the craziest part is I remember like a few weeks ago, so like 3 weeks ago, my husband woke up from a dream and was just like, Silky, I can't wait to have a family with you. And this was after my incident. And I remember waking up going like, don't you even think about it. Like, I am going through so much right now. And I just was definitely not, my mind was not there. And then 2 weeks, so like a week later, I had a dream that in the dream, I was taking care of children, and this is normal because I take care of kids and I'm a nanny in my everyday life. But in the dream, I ran up to my husband Mikey, and I say to him, like I blurt out of joy, I'm going to be pregnant by next Christmas. And then I woke up and told him, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's not this Christmas. That'll be like the following year getting pregnant, and then basically a year later having the baby. And so that was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, that dream could be accurate. But then, yeah, so I had that morning when I woke up, and everything made sense. But also, another huge sign that there were so many signs that I really didn't know and see, and it's insane because, like, I just, like, reflecting back, I can see so clearly, like, having this dry mouth, having to urinate all the time, having sore breasts. I just didn't even put 2 and 2 together because I had just gone through such a traumatic event. But the night before, and this is, like, the overall, like, wow, I really understand now. I had, because I was having thoughts about my incident and it was overwhelming me, and I just kind of fell into this like really depressive, kind of like psychotic episode type of thing, which used to happen a lot to me. I haven't had that in so long, but I fell into it and I just lost it, and I kept telling my husband to like leave the house and he wouldn't. And at one point, I feel like people are going to judge me for this, but it's a part of the story. It's a part of why this baby's a miracle and such a warrior soul. But also, I want to tell you guys, I haven't even said, I'm 14 weeks pregnant, so there's that. That's cool. But so yeah, when I was having this psychotic breakdown, I've never done this before, but I decided to, because I wasn't thinking rationally whatsoever and had been struggling emotionally ever since my incident. But I decided to run to the kitchen and grab a knife and start putting it to my stomach, because I kept saying, like, I don't want to be alive, like, I don't want to be here anymore, I can't do this, because I just couldn't. I was still, like, having such a hard time. And I remember as I was holding it and like pressing it deeper, this like really intense feeling and it's like this voice, but outside of me just like screamed no, but like my irrational thoughts just kept like telling me I wanted to hurt myself and to do it, but my arm, like my body wouldn't let me do it. It was the weirdest thing, and I like dropped the knife. And I remember going to bed that night just sobbing, and I repeatedly just kept saying, I don't have a purpose. There's no purpose for my life. And I just like was crying because I have felt and carried that for so long, believing that I really don't have a purpose here and my life is meaningless. And then it is just so incredibly beautiful, but that part was scary obviously, but so incredibly beautiful, the timing of everything, because the next morning I wake up and I'm fully pregnant. Not fully like pregnant, but like I'm pregnant. And I just remember taking those tests and having this wave of like, not fear, I didn't have fear, this wave of, oh my God, they have survived so much and they have chosen to stay even after that. And then I instantly knew, like that voice last night, that was baby screaming, no, I'm in here, don't do that to me. I could get really emotional right now. I haven't talked about this at all. Like, I don't talk about this story. But ever since then, it's really quite insane. I emotionally, like I've had a few down days, but I've emotionally, it's like I'm a different person. I don't understand. I feel so much more empathy for myself. I feel so much more gentle. I can't tell you the last time I've had like a psychotic breakdown, or like sometimes I cry about like fear of bringing a baby into like a scary world and like the sadness I have once felt. I don't want them to feel whatsoever. But the reason why I believe that this baby has saved my life is that like I used to think about killing myself every single day. Every single day. I used to self-harm so frequently. From the age of 13 to 23, have repeatedly hurt myself, and not once have I done that to myself. Only one day out of all of the months did I have a thought of, because I couldn't manage my stress, I had a thought of self-harming, and automatically I was just like, I would never, like I'm not going to do that. And I've just like developed this selflessness of knowing that this body is to sustain another being, and that even when they're out of me, I don't want them to see a broken person. I don't want them to see someone who can't cope and manage their depression or just stress in general. And so it's just like there have been so many changes. It's so crazy to like witness it. There's so much I could talk about, but basically this baby is my lifesaver. Like, I just can't even fathom the fact that they were with me the whole night. I was like thinking I was overdosing. They were with me, and they've been with me the whole time, and I didn't know, but like they knew, and they were trying to speak to me. And yeah, I just feel such a dramatic shift. And I feel like I've let go of so many things I used to cling to, so many things that were super detrimental to me. And I guess a lot of you guys might be wondering, like, or were previously wondering, how is Cosmo Bliss doing? How is Silken doing? And I know a lot of you have reached out, and thank you. Like, your comments and your love and your support has been such a huge tool for me. And I just want to let you know that I'm actually doing really good, other than the fact that the last 2 months I was bedridden, sick, like morning sickness, vomiting every day. Physically I was not okay, but emotionally I feel like really transformed. And yes, I am still human, and yes, I still struggle with my depression and things like that, but it's changed for me in a way. It's like I have boundaries that I've been establishing, and yeah, after I'm pregnant, I know postpartum is a real thing, and I have to the whole next 6 months prepare and to learn how to positively cope, and this baby is forcing me to do this. And I just wanted to share this big news. This video is gonna go for so long, but there's so much I could talk about too, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot of things, but that is the biggest thing. I wanted you all to know that there is a 14-month-old baby, and I'm pretty sure baby's a girl because I've had intense dreams of her, and she loves you guys. She loves you guys. You guys have supported and sustained me for so long. I can't even describe. It's been like for a lot of you guys. You've been around for years, and myself, this baby, and the people around me, even if the people around me don't know who you guys are, you guys are so loved because you've helped me grow in ways I can't even describe, and one day I'm gonna be able to make videos with my baby, and maybe you guys will love her just as much. And if you guys want to follow me on other social media platforms, I have not been using them a lot. I've just not been interested. I've been super focused on like my future with this child and my family and my husband. But if you guys want to follow me, I'll link that below. And then I have to make more videos because there's so much more I have to share about pregnancy and psychologically how I've just been feeling and the association that I've felt with like my depression, and then also just where I'm at. I hope that this is still relatable in a sense. I always want to make relatable content for you guys because that's what I love most, is relatability with humans. I don't want to make like BS videos that no one cares about. But yeah, so I'll link my Instagram so that you guys can follow me if you would like to, and see updated things about my pregnancy. And then also, if you guys, totally up to you. She says hi! Oh, my camera's gonna die, but I'm going to also link my baby registry if you guys are interested. If not, it's okay, no worries. And I'll link if you just would rather donate, because everything helps, you know. It's
really expensive having a baby.
And giving birth and all of these things. So I'll put my PayPal too if you guys want. If not, that's totally fine. Like, I love you guys regardless. I don't really need it. It's just if you guys would like to support, I'd appreciate it. And I just want to let you guys know I love you, and your comments and all your support has transformed me in ways I can't describe.